see.
Welcome back into the line, Talk 99.5. If you're not already watching us on the screen, slide over to Real Talk 995 TV and hit like and subscribe. Orlando's got himself pulled up now.
Yeah, he does. Look at that.
If you've been curious all these years, about how if the man himself is as handsome as the voice allows you to be, then the answer is yes.
100%. Look at that hat.
100. I know that hat.
That hat's money.
We are the Taste Buds from the Breaking Bread radio program, minus AJ and sometimes Darian. We are happy to be here today. We are ecstatic for the opportunity, and we will be here with you for the next 2 days as well. 205-545-9950 if you want to join the conversation. I have Orlando. This is the only day that he's going to be with us. He's
Oh, is it really?
He's on the vacay, starting tomorrow, and I don't want to get things wrong about his Ninja Master.
Not yet.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks. No. To be clear, Taekwondo. Third degree. Period.
Okay, and how long did that take you?
Ooh, I think about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Have you ever had to put any of your self-defense discipline into action and whip some hiney?
Thankfully, no.
Isn't that weird?
The first thing we teach, because I teach as well, is not to get into trouble. You can hurt yourself trying to hurt somebody else.
Sure.
But to lower the temperature on things, and just walk away.
Well, I feel like every time that I'm concealed carrying, nothing crazy happens.
Right.
I'm like, man, and then you forget it one day, and you're like, man, I could have used that.
And I just had my dang gun. Crap.
Man. But you do. You start to avoid it. Or,
Yes.
or de-escalate or whatever. Like, you've got a better idea of like, hey, look, that situation's going to get really gnarly. And especially concealed carrying. I carry a pistol. You obviously carry your hands, deadly weapons there. But you
do not own a gun, believe it or not.
Really?
Well, let me
we should change that.
No, only until last year when my father passed away, I inherited his shotgun. So that's the only weapon that I have.
Right. Other than the two
Except
hands
them
that you're
hands
just
of
you're just
steel.
waving around all willy. Look, I'd get in trouble if I was waving my pistol around like that. But you kind of start to realize that, like, if nothing else, you've got the ability to hurt somebody really bad.
Right.
And it's like there's a level of it, like, is this really worth it?
And you can get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Because they look at you, they look at you differently. They're like, well, you should have known how to, no,
If
man.
it's excessive.
Right.
And that's where the discipline comes in. You can take somebody down or incapacitate them and leave it. But when you stomp on their head
Right.
and break something else,
Or drop an
ridiculous.
empty 22 round mag and then put another one in and then empty that one in. It's like, well, wait a minute here.
Yeah.
I just, you know what? I tell everybody, I was like, look, just say you were scared.
What has the why did you start initially? Like, what was the thing? Was it you needed to get healthier, and or was it, were you angry and you needed to find some peace? And I guess the part that I'm really trying to get to is, how much has the discipline piece helped you in life in general, with just, not being stressed, being able to relax, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, I'm kind of an exception because I've always been a laid-back kind of guy, try to think before I strike or what have you. But I've always wanted to be in martial arts, man. Hey, at Saturday mornings, those kung fu movies on a Channel 68, nice. Bruce Lee, come on.
Right.
Then, of course, is health. Now, if I were a kid, I would answer it, probably in a different way, but not really because my son was into it. He got his first degree black belt, and then he reached that age to where we stopped him because we don't want to teach kids certain things.
Sure.
But he got into it. But the discipline that it has done for him, grades, you got to make good grades. We'll put stars on your belts if you get good grades.
Right.
But you would not imagine the discipline that it brings into a kid's life, man. And even football, there's some moves that you can do in football, and it goes beyond just the martial arts thing. But number one in my book is the discipline.
If folks
Makes
want to
sense.
come and take a class from you, is it like open to the public? Do you have a dojo that we need to come sign up at?
We had a dojo, and it burned. So what I do is I may do some private classes. I'm looking at getting another school. I really am. That's something that's in the future. But in the meantime, with the hot station I'm on, our 107 Days to Better Health, I would teach free classes.
Awesome.
And that was big, man. Everybody enjoyed it and so forth. So, but I'm looking at doing my own thing again.
Look, I'm just going to throw this out there. So I've got a 6,000 square foot warehouse attached to the store. We can just throw some mats down if you want. Put up some, I don't know, some flags or whatever. I don't know what's in a dojo.
You're on it. You're on it. A punching bag or two.
Yeah.
But the mats are perhaps the most important thing because for takedowns and all.
And it's
of that.
dirty and it's concrete. So I mean,
Hey,
let's go.
we'll talk. We'll talk.
Can't be that hard.
Well, listen, when wherever and whatever it is, man, when you get it back up and running, please know we would love to have you come sit down with us for an hour on the radio and talk about it or promote it. It's the least that we
Most
can do
certainly.
for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Most certainly.
How many? I'm like, do you have a record for the number of boards? Do you break boards and bricks and whatnot?
Oh, that's one of the requirements to become a black belt.
Okay, so how many? Now, are we breaking balsa wood?
I
Or
was
we
just about to say.
Are we breaking oak? What are-
19 layers of balsa.
No, this is real wood. The key is going with the grain.
Okay.
Okay, you don't go against the grain. If you do a knife strike, you want the grain running vertical.
Right.
If you do a side kick, you want it horizontal.
Okay.
Now you still got to hit it.
Sure.
Right.
The most I've ever done is 4.
And how thick are said pieces of wood?
Man, they're an inch. What's that standard size? I can't think right now, but just like
5/8.
like stair
Yeah.
threads. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about with
Wow.
your head?
No,
You have to break them with your head?
No, but you got to do jump kicks, spin kicks, all these type things. And if you miss one, you'll get 3 chances. And because there'll be 3 breaking stations, hand,
Sure.
foot, and all that kind of stuff. If you miss one, hey, you got to wait another 6 months to test again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there's a video.
Bricks too, by the way.
Oh, really?
How many bricks can you take down?
Probably about 4. Now we put
You keep your butt back there behind that glass.
Right?
I'm intimidated.
We put pencils between them to have a little bit of space.
Okay.
I can't do like the guys you see on TV, break the top brick and the bottom one breaks too, and not the ones in the middle. I'm not there yet. but yeah. Oh yeah, man. Weapons,
Are you? What's your favorite martial art weapon besides your hands and your feet? Nunchucks.
Nunchucks. Keep them in my trunk. That's my gun.
I just want to see Orlando just
almost-
jump out of the car
I do.
and like he hits the trunk button right before he gets out and he just pulls some nunchucks out.
Goes to town.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Like, yeah. I mean, you should go. You should probably go as Show Enough for Halloween next year.
I came up here one time for Halloween. Just had to improvise a costume. I had my costume, my black belt, and I wore a hockey mask. And
Okay.
it worked out pretty cool. Folks were scared too, man.
It's because he kicked down the first 2 doors.
I mean, look, I don't want to put myself anywhere near your level, but just know you are talking to a purple belt from the Chuck Norris Karate Academy, Wintersville, Ohio.
1974,
Okay.
just 1976.
Actually, 1981. Thank you.
Respect.
And I
Respect,
looked
man.
like a tissue. When I had when I had the outfit on, I looked like the fluffiest piece of like folks was
Like
walking
a-
up trying
like a
to
cloud running around.
folks was walking up trying to squeeze me and whatnot. Like I was Charmin.
Kung Fu Panda
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
or Beverly Hills Ninja. Which
Beverly
one?
Hills Ninja.
Oh gosh.
That was
that's
a pretty
hilarious.
stupid movie.
It
Like that was
was.
probably my least favorite. Of
Don't
the Chris
change the
Farley
subject.
movies.
Don't change the subject,
There
Cloudy.
are
Cloudy with a chance of cheeseburgers.
my daughter rose to the level of black belt at the Tiger Rock or whatever, and she broke some point. Now they were breaking the ball, so I mean she was young
Yeah.
at the time.
It's got to be like a booster though, and like when you're that little and it doesn't really, you don't know anything about wood.
Nah,
You know, it's just like poof, done.
It does. It's an instant confidence
Yeah.
builder.
Yeah.
It really is.
So the reason I never took up Taekwondo is because what he was talking about jumping. I have no ups. That's it would be bad.
Well, just know this. I'm not doing any jumping. Everything's going to be below the belt.
Ooh.
oh,
Rut row, George. Yeah.
all right, we gotta take a break. When we come back, we'll see what else we can talk about. This. Welcome back in to the line on Talk 99.5.
I was just gonna say, man, I like the bumper music of Andrew's show.
Yeah,
Andrew and I have a lot in common when it comes to music.
right.
A lot more than the other show that I'm on. I'm actually on another radio show. I don't know if you know this.
What show is that?
It's Breaking Bread Radio from 6 to 7 p.m. right on these fine airwaves. Talk 99.5 FM.
Yeah, so that's JD's voice. Make sure
yeah,
when you call
JD.
us
Yep.
and talk to us that you also say hello to him.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm one
I
of
mean,
the
it's not a big deal.
I'm one of the taste buds. I don't, AJ, Will, JD. Been there about a year, a little over a year. It's very, very well. But no, I do like Andrew's bumper music. I like, and of course, Orlando doesn't normally produce for Andrew.
Right.
Man, I like the music today
Yeah, it's been good.
because I know it.
Sure. And I just, like I said, man, like there are some, I'm sure that there are some people who like thought that I was joking, and like I really do. I mean, like I get to be on the air with Orlando. Like I still very much feel that way about it. You know, when I sit down and I talk to Dixon, or I sit down and I talk to Leland, you know, or Val even, like there's still very much of the fact that like I get to sit down and have a conversation with these people.
So,
and they're my friends, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
they're also my they're also my radio mentors. And so like I appreciate everything that they've poured into me over the years to even make me halfway adequate enough to you know, to be able to sit here for 4 hours.
you know what? I just enjoy the fact that, like, at least some of them know that I'm on Breaking Bread Radio from 6 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday on Talk 99.5. Yeah. So, quick question. You probably know more about this.
He's not really as jaded as he sounds.
No.
Actually, he is, for being real about it.
I'm super shiny right now. But so Rob Conrad.
Yep.
All right.
Another one of those.
So
radio
we talked
legends.
about him the other day. He came in and was on Breaking Bread back in May. And maybe was the first time that I've seen you get giddy about sitting down talking to somebody like a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was. It wasn't.
To be fair, the microphones weren't working. We kind of looked low budget as hell, and you were off gallivanting, doing other things, and just kind of sending people in the room to talk to me.
Well, it's not my fault you don't know how to work any of the equipment that you use. That's not my fault at all.
Except for when I try to touch it, do something. You're like, oh wait, I'll get that.
Well, it's because you're gonna break it. You're gonna break it. But if I'm not there, try and break it. So I just like Mob Inc. and all the car clubs or whatever. I had no idea who any of these folks were before we met them, and I definitely didn't have any idea who Rob Conrad was. I've really enjoyed getting to know him over the last 6 months. His wife Fran, like they're fantastic people. He's coming back on the radio. But what was his show? Like, what is his show? He was
just, I don't want to say he was just a DJ.
Right. Like
but
the format.
He was a DJ. They play soft rock hits
Okay.
on the station that he's on, spanning kind of all of the genres. So he was just
So he's talking about the music.
he just talked about the music and then let the music play and kind of
Okay.
in and out, disc jockey style.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's not this format.
No.
Because what I was thinking is, so I was talking to him yesterday, and he obviously, now that he's coming back to the radio, hopefully next week. He can't come on our show, but he's not in a format where we could go on his show.
That is correct.
Okay, gotcha.
We would legally be allowed to go on his show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the format doesn't lend towards that at all, right?
No, but it's something that I've always wanted to do. Like I would love to be, and I know that they don't have them a whole lot anymore, but like I really think that if I ever get an opportunity, I've been asking the folks at Hot 107 for a while now to let me do a classic hip hop show. Like I would love to do a show where I played music and just talked a little bit about the music, and then like
You've definitely got the knowledge.
I think that I would be much better at that than I ever was or am at this.
I mean, you will say things about music that I'm like, why does anybody care to have this information? And like, this is, and maybe this is just the way that I work with a lot of, like, the information that I know generally helps me accomplish a goal,
right,
or solve a problem.
Sure.
Right. Knowing what Prince wore in 1984 at the Red Rocks. I'm not even. I'm just making.
Right. Sure.
And that he played, the second guitar from the left, with a particular pair, set of strings, on it. I don't understand. I just don't understand how that's applicable to the world.
Sure.
But so much of that I'm going to say nonsense because it is to me.
Right.
But it does fascinate me. Like we've talked about this a lot before, in that I don't have to like something
right
to appreciate the amount of work and dedication and just passion, I guess.
Right.
That goes into that.
Sure.
Right. Like a good example. rap music.
Right.
I'm not a fan. I don't generally like the message.
Right.
Right. But there's a lot of music that doesn't have a great message. But I tell you what, the ability to do what those guys can do absolutely blows me away. Just the words, the speed of it, and that's maybe one of my problems is because I like rocking out in the truck.
Right.
You know, I don't speak that fast. Like I can't. It does not get into my brain that fast. But like the ability to do that absolutely blows me away.
You know, it's like, and for a lot of people, like the random things that I know about music has never made me money in a direct sense. But owning the recording studios, owning the guitar effects pedal companies and the amp companies, that obviously that knowledge is kind of pertinent. Just being out and being a touring musician for a long time, it's a lot. But like those types of things, like the stuff that's stuck in my brain that I didn't really even make an attempt to learn.
Or your musical Tourette's.
Yeah, my musical Tourette's that just like I know words to songs that I have no idea why I know the words to those songs. They just went in my brain and stayed there. But like in my years of bartending, like
oh yeah, good conversation start.
Fantastic. To be able to just, you know, have a random tidbit about a song that somebody's played in the jukebox, you know. So like there have been points in my life where like just these little random bits of information have been, and I know you're not saying that they weren't useful.
No, what I was going to say though is the number of callers though too also blows me away. Like on Breaking Bread Radio from 6 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday on Talk 99.5. No, the folks that call in there, like there's a ton of listeners out there that know this stuff, and it really does. It blows me away. I know I've said it that's 9 times, but it's all. I'm just in awe of like.
You know, it's crazy too though, because like most of the listening audience, we're all kind of in that middle range. You know, that 30 to 60, and we obviously have a lot of listeners that are younger and a lot of listeners that are older, but for the most part, we're kind of all in this range. And what we had in common, one of the things that we had in common is that whether it was the insert in the inside of the album sleeve, the insert inside of the cassette, or the insert inside of the CD, like then that was part of the experience of purchasing that new body of work, was being able to sit down, follow along with the lyrics, and the other little tidbits of information. You just looked at me like, who did that? Who does that? I did.
No. I just a question for the audience. I think is hilarious when you're talking about the inserts and all this stuff. I would love to know how many people out there, was it BMG Music? I want to know how many people had their credit ruined by getting 10 CDs for a penny.
I think I just paid for my last cassette.
Like how many lives did that place destroy?
My dad was furious. Like I sent in the card.
Who didn't?
For like the 100 album deal.
Yeah, like 70% of the listening audience is.
Yeah, Dad, you're right. It was that subscription that I made to the record thing that did you in. It wasn't the fact that you were a raging alcoholic. That had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. Yeah, I mean, it took me 25 years to repair my credit from that.
205-545-9950 if you want to get in on this conversation, whatever this is. This is The Line on Talk 99.5. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back into the line on Talk 99.5. Not Andrew McLean. The Chubb Father, JD in Orlando, filling in quite adequately. If I could give us a personal pat on the back and sign of infection, I would say that we are doing a more than adequate job.
Bang up.
Some people may even say it's bussing. We may not be at bussing level yet, but
What do you got to do to get to bussing? It just sounds so weird when I say that.
Max Pass? I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Maxi pads? What?
Max Pass.
Oh. Yeah, I don't.
Like the thing from the Birmingham Transit Authority
Yeah,
for the public transportation system.
sure. The buses that are always broken down on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
The electric ones.
Oh, do we have does Birmingham have electric?
I think we do have some electric buses.
Man, could you? How much does that weigh?
I don't know.
Good gosh.
But speaking of electricity and power, did you see Elon's about to put this whole, I mean, I already really kind of feel like for what AI knowledge I have, like I prefer Elon's AI to the others just because it's just what I've started using and I've found my way around it pretty good.
It's got the advantage of being able to index Twitter
Right.
constantly.
Well, they are going to Elon wants to put his power stations for AI and the data processing and all that stuff in space.
Good luck. So from a temperature perspective, good to go. The hardening and the type of processors that go into like satellites and things like
Right.
that, they are not the same. They are not created the same as the ones here, the earthbound ones, and the amount of radiation. That's going to pose a problem. Now, if somebody can solve it, it's going to be a dude that's worth almost $1 trillion.
Right.
But yeah, so the temperature, perfect, great. Hardening the processors and all of the components for something like that. I guess unless you send up a whole bunch of lead boxes, but even then, I mean that's you got to break gravity, so that's going to be tough. I mean, I didn't know that, but I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah,
It doesn't surprise
He's
me.
just talking, and obviously it would all be solar, because he has a constant
Right.
constant light or whatever.
It's gonna be the interference and actually a big problem is gonna be the decay, how quickly the chips and everything will start to decay
right.
as well.
It sounded like to a layperson that they had figured a lot of stuff.
It's no different.
out.
It's no different than electric cars, I think, in a lot of ways, because everybody wants to gripe and moan about the electric car, that the batteries, yada yada. Every new technology's like that.
Sure.
It's like when the car first came out, and you got all the guys with their horse and buggy, and they're like, they'll never take off. Ain't gonna happen.
Right.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna stop.
Horseless carriages.
Right. What are
Please.
you gonna do? Stop every 100 miles and put more gas in it? There ain't no gas stations. Yeah. Okay. Got it. But like, there's a level of, you got to start somewhere.
Sure.
Battery technology will get better. Whatever technology they use to protect the chipsets and all that sort of stuff will also get better. We're gonna need more. We need more manufacturing of chips here in America. Because all of that stuff is made, the vast majority of these chips are made in Taiwan. Actually, probably all your NVIDIA chips, all that stuff is made in Taiwan.
Is it the effect on labor? Is it space? What is it that I mean, it's just what they do? What's the
So the facility that makes, from what I understand, the facility where these chips are made is so ridiculously expensive. There are no companies really make this stuff. Right. So because somebody's got to make the parts to put the big machine together.
Sure.
Right. And so the cost of doing all of it, how clean everything has to be. So it probably was a function of labor at some point. Maybe they got some great tax breaks over there. I don't know. But from what I've read, the biggest problem is the facility to create these chips is ridiculous. I mean, it's just not something that you put up 50 of them.
Right.
Maybe we should have.
Right.
Or at least one more that was in America. Maybe it's closer to the rare earth elements and that sort of stuff that we need, which would make sense because China has a lot of that stuff over there.
Right.
So I don't know. It's the chipsets are going to be interesting.
Kevin is on a cell phone and wants to talk about AI data centers. Kevin, what's up, brother? Welcome to the program.
I was going to make an additional comment about, how a lot of the chips that are made on Earth are, optimized for Earth, and the ones in space are optimized for space. But the thing you have in space, if you brought some of the technology that's optimized here, would be heat transference. In a vacuum, there's nowhere to transfer the heat. So a lot of that stuff is passive cooled, or it may not generate hardly any heat at all. And that's where you have the problem with a lot of technology here. And I don't know, I can't say I don't know if you remember because nobody was around, but when the internal combustion vehicle came out in the early 1900s, it didn't just beat out horse and carriage. They had electric cars back then. They had electric technology. But the thing that's always been killing it has always been battery technology. I mean, what we have, Solyndra, we had all these companies that we bailed out. We'd spent all billions of dollars on during Obama. And instead of focusing on battery technology, we just bailed out a bunch of rich people and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty sad that, I think now we're starting to really, since the invention of the lithium-ion battery, that really changed everything. But even that has its flaws. We got some now, like at work, that have the anti-cascade technology, prevents them from, if the short, they don't just completely catch on fire and everything.
Yeah, a lot of that's got to do with BMSs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna take a lot of stuff to really improve that. But I think really where they're going to have to go probably, I think, Ford made that announcement yesterday. They're going to go toward like little turbine generators that generate power for electric motors.
Right.
I mean, to really get everything clean, you can have something like that focuses on lean burn technology like natural gas or propane, something readily available in the United States. We have, coming out of our butts, no pun intended, but, we could use something like that if you really want to save the world, as they say.
Well, a molten salt reactor would be great too, right? Those have been around for a very long time. If something goes wrong with those cores, they just drop into the ground and you're done with it. The problem when they first came out was that the stuff is so hot that the material technology was not there, and in whatever government program that was funding all that, I'm sure some lobbyist was like, no, this is probably a good idea. We don't need to do this.
Yeah. Hey, what's really cool, you sound like the kind of guy I could talk to about a lot of tech stuff, but, you've heard about the big RAM shortage they're talking about. AI data centers are starting to buy up all the DDR5 RAM that everybody's like, well, darn, I want to do an upgrade, but I can't do one now. They've even got like adapters where you can take DDR4 and use it in DDR5 slots because it's got to be such a problem.
We just put together a computer for the golf simulator that's at Redline Rifle now, and it's got DDR5, and that is hands down the most expensive part of it. It was maybe not the GPU, but the RAM was for 32 gigs was the most I've ever seen or paid for RAM ever.
Yeah,
it's
the price
insane.
Is going through the roof. It's insane. Yeah,
same problem. The same problem they're having with GPUs, right? GPU prices are out of control.
Crazy.
That's a graphics processing unit. Those.
Why'd you say? I know what that is.
Sure you do.
Hey, one thing you might want to look into, JD. I had called Andrew and talked to him last week about the whole AI bubble. Because you got all these companies that are investing money in all this technology, but when you look at the backs, it's like Microsoft is investing money in ChatGPT, and they're busting money back, and they're cloud credits, and they're basically, it's like a circular little economy that they're doing. And I
It's the
think,
same $500 million they're just passing back and forth between each other. Take a loan out on it and give it to somebody else. It is, and on top of that, these companies have these massive costs, and their revenue is in comparison is basically zero. So it is a
Microsoft
wild
is
time
pushing
right now.
what is it, Copilot on all Windows 11 PCs now.
Yeah.
And they're pushing Copilot and some other technology just to try to justify the whole need for AI data centers and stuff. And it's just data mining. That's all it's coming down to. Is just literally like almost like having a live person there interpreting everything you do, and then, hey, guess what they're doing now? It's just a play for them, you know.
I mean, AI is,
But hey, I
is an
appreciate
incredible
the talk,
tool.
man. You sound like a really cool guy to talk about tech with, man.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
about the only thing I can talk about.
Hey man, listen, call it. JD is on the radio Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. As the co-host of our show, Breaking Bread. So if you ever want to call and talk tech with him, you would save AJ and I, and
Okay.
he'd be happy to do it.
Yeah, and I could talk about. I could actually contribute to the show.
He could actually talk to somebody who understood what he was talking about.
All right. All right, cool. You guys have a nice one.
Kevin,
Yes, sir.
thanks you too, brother.
Have a good one, Kevin.
Look at that.
Look at that.
It was like you had a caller to yourself.
I know it was. It's like 199 times out of 100. It's let's talk about cheeseburgers and music.
He had nice things to say about you.
Yeah, he gave my flowers.
He called you cool multiple times.
Yeah.
It seems like you could have people ignore you for another year, and that would be good enough.
Nailed it. I can't wait. We'll have Kevin call back on the.
I hope Kevin's gonna call tonight.
We'll have Kevin call back on the anniversary of me getting on the show every year.
Yes. I'm gonna start receiving text messages at like 4 a.m. I hope Kevin calls us today.
That's probably not true.
That's probably not true. What is true is like I still cannot get over that noggin, man.
I know it's so bad. Yeah, tomorrow it's not going to be like that. I'm going to have a hat.
Where's your Crush Evil cap?
It's in my truck.
Okay.
It is. I usually rock that one.
Hey, Jared Hudson, Covenant Rescue Group, future senator from the state of Alabama. Can I get a Crush Evil hat?
No,
There are other people on the radio show besides JD.
They can't keep them in stock.
Well,
because of our show.
We should be special enough that I should get one.
Well, you could go on their website and order one.
I could.
It's true.
But I support them in other ways. I don't want to pay them. I want it for free.
I was able to get one of their hats from the golf tournament.
Yeah.
Those things were a hot commodity.
Yeah. Congratulations on your success. I still don't have one.
Yeah. Well, at least you're not salty about it.
I'm not. People know my name.
Yeah. There you go. Well, then what are you complaining about?
Because I want them to see my head and be like, ooh, la la.
I'm going to shine this thing up tomorrow. It's gonna be even shinier.
We got to take a break. You're listening to The Line on Talk 99.5 with the Taste Buds from Breaking Bread Radio. Back after this. Just kidding. Still here. Welcome back in to the line on Talk 99.5. The Taste Buds hanging out for a few more minutes. I'll tell you what. I guess it'll be sometime before I die. It'll be a long time before the last dance with Mary Jane for a brother.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
I like how they used to. I remember hearing the song when I was younger, and it was like, when they'd get to that part. In the song.
No, that's
let's take a nut.
yeah, that's that song from off the Wildflowers album.
Who's
Tom Petty.
Yeah. Take another.
Let's get to the point.
Yeah.
Let me roll another joint and turn the radio loud. Too alone
Now they just do it all.
to be proud. Yeah, you can't say that you're rolling another joint on the airwaves when you're playing a song, but
No, they do now.
it's what they do now. Yeah, but back then I'm saying I'm
Right.
saying is you could get away with calling a woman a bee or referring to it as a garden tool
On the radio. Oh,
on the airwaves in a song, but you couldn't. You couldn't say you were rolling.
times are a changing.
Yeah, whatever.
You know.
Tom Petty, one of my favorite members of the Traveling Wilburys.
The who?
The Traveling
Not the
Wilburys.
who. The Traveling Wilburys.
Yes.
Is that before he was Tom Petty?
No, it was after.
Is this one of these things?
It was a spinoff. It was a spinoff group. It was George Harrison, Roy Orbison, Tom Petty, Harrison, Petty, Orbison, Bob Dylan, and one of the guys from the Eagles.
What size shoe
Jeff-
did they wear?
Jeff Beck. Not sure. But it was pretty rad the fact that like they agreed when they decided to get together to do this Traveling Wilburys project that nobody was going to bring anything to the table that they had already been working on. And they only had 10 days. So in 10 days, they wrote, recorded, and produced the entire album plus the documentary
What?
that went with it. And
So they
released the record.
they went away.
Yeah.
It was only a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's
they
kinda
did
cool.
another album, but Dylan had died and Roy Orbison had died, so they couldn't do that. So they brought in 2 new members. So they did the Traveling Wilburys Volume 2.
You know, thinking about like that lifestyle back in the day, the fact that these guys lived like past 25 or 30 is mind blowing. What's the Osborne?
Ozzy.
Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, I don't know how that dude survived up until what, last year or this year he passed away.
Well,
I mean,
to be fair, not that drugs were ever good, but there was
cleaner.
yes,
Okay.
they were a lot cleaner.
Well, less potent as well, probably.
Definitely. But in some instances.
But I mean, a
sure.
12-day bender is still a 12-day bender.
Absolutely. But when you're not, I'm sure the difference in Coke and Coke that's been cut with baby powder and other things is, you don't want to say it's safer, but probably is safer. Like at the end of the day, it's probably safer, the drugs that they were doing, than the drugs that the people are doing now. I don't know that they were better for you, but
I
they
can
were
wrap my head
probably
around
safer.
that. Less chance of something going.
Yeah.
Yeah. But especially, I guess, because you wouldn't have to do as much.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like
Yeah, it doesn't
those
matter.
guys were.
Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs.
Yeah,
I think they served as a preservative.
maybe.
They very well
like
may have.
pickles. I mean, but some of those guys were just the documentaries and or even like Charlie Sheen.
Right.
Have you seen that documentary?
I've seen clips from it. I've not seen the whole thing.
It's wild, absolutely wild, and also the things that you get away with when you're famous
Right.
is pretty insane. But just the amount of drugs that those people did, I don't know how you get past a month of that, let alone decades of it.
I mean, I don't recommend it. Like, anyway, some of it's fun. Like at the end of the day, don't do it. I'm not encouraging anybody to go do it. Don't be an addict. Don't do all these things. But like,
But you can understand why they were doing it.
yeah,
Is what you're saying.
like yeah, because I was obviously
You can
never
wrap
did it
your head
on.
around it.
I never did it on the scale that they did. But man, I used to have a lot of fun. I was a good time.
You understand why you would get addicted to it.
I
Why
was a
somebody
good-
could get
I was
addicted.
a good time. Yeah, but that was a crazy thing. Is that like I never. Like, my addiction came from pills. I was a pharmaceutical addict, but like when we were out of
Baby powder?
when the 8 ball ran out, like my first thought the next morning was never, oh, where am I going to get some more?
So
This
almost
or where am I going to get some more of that? Like and I don't know if part of it was the fact that like I watched it destroy so many of my family members' lives that like I never sought to let those particular things take a hold of me. But yeah.
So it sounds, it's almost kind of like the difference between like a social drinker and like an alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
Like the guy, like I never had 6 packs of beer in the house.
right.
Like the idea of coming home and like,
Doesn't taste good enough.
right. And coming home and drinking 6 beers or 12 beers, like I just don't get it.
Right.
I've never been able to wrap my head around that. But I used to go out and have a beer too,
Right.
beer 12. I don't anymore, but
Beer 30.
I could see that.
I figure Leland and AJ open for us every day. It's the least that we could do for a couple days is to open for them.
Well, that's a good point. They should be excited.
They should.
They are. I know they are.
They should. I mean, we've put the expectation bar pretty easy step over here.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow.
Good Lord willing, creeks don't rise.
Yeah, like it or not. Stay tuned for Leland and AJ, and then stay tuned for Breaking Bread after that. And till then, see you, cuz. Oh, and one of these.